Once upon a time, in a quiet village in Italy, there lived a kind and lonely woodcarver named Geppetto. He lived in a small, cozy workshop filled with wooden toys, puppets, and clocks that he carved with love. But Geppetto longed for one thing more than anything else: a child to love and care for. One evening, as he carved a puppet from a piece of pine wood, he smiled and said, "I'll call you Pinocchio." He painted the puppet's face with great care, gave him a little hat and a cheerful smile. That night, as Geppetto fell asleep, he looked up at the twinkling stars and whispered, "I wish Pinocchio were a real boy." That very night, a kind and magical blue fairy heard Geppetto's wish. She appeared in a sparkle of light and waved her wand over the puppet. "Geppetto has shown kindness and love," she said. "Let his wish come true." Pinocchio blinked his wooden eyes and sat up. He was alive. The blue fairy said, "Pinocchio, you are alive, but to become a real boy, you must prove yourself to be brave, truthful, and unselfish." She gave him a small friend and guide, a clever talking cricket named Jiminy Cricket, to help him tell right from wrong. The next day, Geppetto was overjoyed to find his puppet had come to life. "Pinocchio, my son," he exclaimed with tears in his eyes. He sent Pinocchio off to school like any other boy, with a warm scarf and a lunch packed in a bag. But Pinocchio, full of excitement and curiosity, didn't get far before he was tempted by two sly characters, a fox named Honest John and a cat named Gideon. They promised to make him rich and famous if he skipped school and joined a puppet show run by the greedy Stromboli. Pinocchio was easily persuaded. "School can wait," he said, chasing dreams of applause and coins. Jiminy Cricket tried to warn him, but Pinocchio ignored his voice. At first, the crowd loved Pinocchio's dancing, and Stromboli gave him gold coins. But soon, the greedy man locked him in a cage to force him to perform forever. Alone and afraid, Pinocchio wished for help. The blue fairy appeared and asked, "Why didn't you go to school, Pinocchio?" Ashamed, Pinocchio lied, "I was attacked on the way." But as he lied, something strange happened. His wooden nose grew longer. The blue fairy sighed, "Every time you lie, your nose will grow." She made his nose shrink back after he promised to be honest and set him free. Pinocchio promised to be good from now on, but temptation found him again. Honest John and Gideon tricked him into going to Pleasure Island, a magical place where boys played all day, broke rules, and never had to listen to grown-ups. At first, it was fun. Rides, candy, games, no rules. But then, strange things began to happen. One by one, the boys started to grow donkey ears and tails. They brayed and turned into donkeys, cursed for their bad behavior. Pinocchio began to change too. Scared, he escaped with Jiminy's help before the transformation was complete. He still had his ears and tail, but was mostly himself. When he returned home, he found Geppetto was missing. The old man had gone to sea, searching for Pinocchio, and had been swallowed by a giant whale named Monstro. Pinocchio bravely dove into the ocean, searching until he found Monstro. Inside the whale's belly, he found Geppetto alive, living by candlelight in a small boat. Together, they built a fire to make the whale sneeze and achoo. The whale blew them out into the ocean, and they safely floated back to shore. Exhausted from the journey, Pinocchio lay still, lifeless. Geppetto wept and held him close, whispering, "My brave boy, you risked your life for me." The blue fairy, touched by Pinocchio's courage and love, appeared once more and said, "You have proven yourself, Pinocchio, brave, honest, and unselfish." With a shimmer of light, Pinocchio turned from a puppet into a real boy, warm, alive, and human. Geppetto cried with joy and hugged his son tightly. From that day on, Pinocchio was no longer mischievous or easily tempted. He studied hard, listened to Jiminy Cricket, and was grateful every day for his second chance. Moral of the story: honesty, bravery, and selflessness are the true paths to becoming a better person. Lies may offer temporary comfort, but only truth and love lead to lasting happiness.